Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I am in California, Maryland, where I am having a solo / with a couple of friends tomorrow birthday retreat. It's not my birthday yet, but it will be on the 12th. And so I am having a little retreat to rest, relax, but also do work, and also to recast my own vision, to determine what I want, where I'm going, how I'm going there, and also just enjoy the company of my friends and be in front of the water. That's really a part of my vision long term, is to live in front of the water. And so anytime that I get an opportunity to put myself in front of the water, so I'm in my vision of the future, I do it. So it's beautiful here. It's actually raining. I came in after the sunset and it started raining, and now I'm going to make dinner later than normal because I got here late and I really wanted to stay outside until the sun was set. Tell me where you're watching from. If you also love views of the water, put water in the comments. I want to know if you are like me and feel called by the water. I love the water. I need to be by the water. It calls my name. I am using 2 fish fillets. This is a whitefish. I can't remember which whitefish. I think that it is whiting or cod, but I can't remember. And I'm trying to keep this light from blinding you. And we're going to make a spice mix, and then we are going to start cooking the rice and then cook the fish on top of that. And I just realized that I need to cut the little things open, and I don't know where scissors are here. If there are scissors, I might just have to use a knife, because I have these. All right, so we're gonna first mix our spices. There's several spices. This is like Mediterranean meets North African, I said. Is that what I said? It's a European comfort twist. This just a blend of different spices that are common in different places of the world. Christina's World Kitchen. This is going to be a fusion type recipe. So I am going to first use a pinch of crushed red pepper. If you don't want any crushed red pepper, you do not have to have it. If you like it a little more like me, I'm going to put 2, maybe 3 pinches, but 1 pinch is good. Of crushed red pepper, and then I'm going to use a pinch of thyme. My pinch is going to be smaller on the thyme. Pinch of thyme, and then we're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of each of these 4 seasonings. I'm trying to look and see where the 1/4 teaspoon is. Okay, so this is a half. So I'm going to use half of this. I'm going to use coriander and cumin. So I don't have an actual 1/4, so I'm gonna guess on my 1/4. Coriander, cumin, and yes, I did bring spices with me because this place, California, Maryland, is only an hour and 12 minutes from where I live in Fort Washington, Maryland, and so I decided I would just grab whatever because I had no idea what I was going to make tonight or tomorrow. 1/4 teaspoon, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. Maybe this one I can pour. Let's see how well it pours. Okay. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and then we have one more spice. Oh, that's like a 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and a 1/2 teaspoon. This is a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. If you like flavor, you're going to like this because it's got lots of different flavors in it. It's inspired by Mediterranean, North African, and comfort European twist. All right. Now, I am going to mix these. I'm also going to add, but not here, salt and pepper to taste, mostly like pink salt. And so I'm going to mix this, and we're going to use half of this on our fish. Tell me fish if you like fish. If you don't like fish, you can make this with chicken. But tell me fish if you like fish. we don't eat fish. We used to eat fish more regularly, and then the girls decided they didn't like it, and then they got older, and we don't eat it very regularly. Occasionally. All right. So I have, it's not a, I mean, this is not a very big portion because it's just me right now eating here. And so I'm kind of making it small so I don't have too many leftovers to take home. Now we're going to have half in the rice and half in on the fish. So we're going to get our fish ready to go. I'm going to grab a plate. So I'm going to get my fish kind of prepared, rubbed with all of this, and then we're going to cook while it's sitting with the spices. Then we'll cook the rice in some extra. So I don't have a oh, it worked out great. These are really thin fillets. They're really thin. They're not thick whatsoever. So I'm draining the water. I should have done this ahead of time. I'm so sorry. All right. Now, I'm going to get that out of here. And how fitting that I'm having fish when I'm in front of the water. I feel like it's fitting. Fitting to have fish in front of the water. Tell me where you're watching from. If you like fish, put fish in the comments. If you could leave the fish, leave it in the comments. I want to know. All right. And this fish is coming out. Okay, now we're going to rub our seasoning on our fish. And then we're gonna use the other half in the rice, in the cauliflower rice. So this is pretty simple because it's just fish and it's just cauliflower rice. It's like 2 ingredients. Okay, that's a lot. 2 ingredients. It's coming out a lot faster. There's probably a better way to do this. Maybe a little spoon or something would be a better way. All right, so I still have a good amount left for my rice. Now I'm just gonna rub the spice rub and move the spice into my fish so that it can start getting these spices all around. There's a lot over there. Okay, and then I'm making it just 1 bag of cauliflower rice, which is like 10 to 12 ounces of cauliflower rice. And then there's just 2 more ingredients. So this isn't gonna take very long. It just feels like it right now because I'm rubbing spice into a fish. But it will be not that way in a moment. All right. Tell me if water calls your name and you love being in front of the water. Put water in the comments. If it doesn't, if you like it, but it doesn't call your name, put like it. It calls my name. I need to be in front of the water. That's why I go in front of the water every day when I walk at home. Okay, now I'm going to move over here to the stove. There's not very much lighting right here, so we're gonna do our best. I'm gonna do my best to show you what I'm doing. And there's not very much space. Let me see if I can precariously put this tripod on here. Okay. Now we are going to get this. I have 2 tablespoons of butter in here, and I want my cauliflower rice that one's not sharp enough. I want my cauliflower rice to start cooking with this butter, and I want it to start cooking with the spices. So I'm going to empty my cauliflower rice, and then I'm going to mix the spices, and I'm going to let the fish rest with the spices for right now. And I'm going to mix this with I don't know where anything is in this kitchen. Mix it with my spoon and my spatula, my 2 spoons. Okay, so I want to get my cauliflower rice mixed with my butter. I have 1 more ingredient to add before before we're almost done. And I'm going to do that in a moment. Once I get this butter melted, I'm going to get the butter melted, and then we'll add that. I like to make sure I get all of the chunks out. I didn't, apparently, with the cauliflower rice. It was frozen in my hands before I empty it because it's just easier. And I don't personally like cauliflower very much, but I love cauliflower rice because I love that it can take on however you cook it. It can take on the spices of whatever you're cooking it with, and it can be just delicious with whatever you're cooking. And not very many carbs and great fiber. So great. Okay. Oh man, it's almost there. It seems like it's melting really slow, probably because the cauliflower rice is frozen. Okay. Well, while we're doing that, I'm going to add the rest of this spice so that I can be productive with this time. And move this spice everywhere that I can. And then I'm going to mix it. Well, that came out all at once at the last part. Okay. So I'm here this weekend. I'm going to be here the next 2 days. Well, I'm checking out on Monday. So I'll be cooking here again tomorrow night. I have a very special dinner planned. I have not made it yet. It's one that I learned from Juliana in the Netherlands. She's Malaysian, living in the Netherlands. And when I visited her, she taught me how to make this soup. It's a traditional Malaysian soup, but we converted it to be high protein, low carb. And it's going to be so delicious. And we're going to make it tomorrow night for dinner. All right, so this is almost all of my spices are kind of spread out, and actually I see some white cauliflower rice. I do not want to see white cauliflower rice. I want to move it around. Okay, now I'm going to add it's not melted yet, but I'm not going to wait. A 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. This is like the butter and the heavy whipping cream is like the creamy European twist aspect of this recipe. And then I'm going to add salt to taste at the end, like as I take my first bite. I will be adding salt, definitely. And actually I probably could just start with like a teaspoon, but I don't have it, oh maybe I do somewhere. Pink salt's already ground. So I would start with a teaspoon. Actually, I would start with a 1/2 teaspoon because this is a smaller portion than I normally cook. And then add up from there just by sprinkling it on per person. It's almost there. So by the time this butter is cooked, it's going to have been 5 or 6 minutes probably, close to that. So that's about how much time I want to cook my cauliflower rice with the butter alone. And then I'm going to move this and add my fillets, my fish fillets. So I'm going to make room for them, and then I'm going to transfer them onto this. All right, I'm learning this new kitchen. Okay. I'm gonna transfer my fish to here, and it is not gonna need to cook for very long because it is not frozen and it is very thin. So depending on the thickness of your fillet, tell me what type of fish do you like to cook the most. I like salmon. I don't know that this would work so much with salmon. You could do it, but tell me what type of fish you like to cook. I think this is either whiting or cod. It wasn't in its original bag at home. It was just in its fillet bag, or like individual packaging. So I'm going to let it cook a few minutes on this side, and then I'm going to flip it and then cook it on the other side. You could break this up and serve it that way over the top, but really you could do it whatever way you want. I'd love for you to tell me, do you want to have your fillet apart from your rice on your plate, or do you want to put your rice first on your plate and then your filet on top? What would be your preference of how you would eat this? So I'm going to let it cook on this side, and then I'm going to flip it and let it cook on the other side and get it somewhat pan-seared. And I have it's kind of like simmering within the, also in the heavy cream. And that is it. That's the recipe. Once I do this, like I said, I'll flip it. But I'll show you so you can see a little bit. Oh, you can see, but a little bit better. There it is. So beautiful. So that's it. Inspired by Mediterranean with North African flavors plus a European comfort twist. I hope you have a wonderful night from not my house, but where I'm staying in California, Maryland, to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye!